Okay, it's official. And it's your boy, TK the Official. And this is TK Sports Talk, where we talk about the NFL, but more importantly, we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, man. It's official, man. It's all been set up, and now we know who the Philadelphia Eagles will face in the up-and-coming divisional round in the playoffs, and it will be the New York Football Giants. It's all set. The AFC is set. The NFC is set. The Dallas Cowboys. Man, did Tom Brady look old? And how bad did the Tampa Bay Bucks look? Or did Dak Prescott and the Cowboys look that good? Gotta try to figure it out. But guess what? Who cares? Because this is not a show about the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Dallas Cowboys, or the San Francisco 49ers, all right? We will get to that matchup another time. We'll figure out who we'll play. But first of all, we all know we got to take care of business right here this Saturday night at the Link, 8:15. I got my tickets. Do you got your tickets? Let me know how many of y'all are going to the game, all right? And if you're not going to the game, it's no shame on anybody who's not going to the game. Be perfectly comfortable sitting at home or being at a bar or being amongst friends and family, enjoying the game and rooting the Eagles on, all right? It makes for a more comfortable situation anyway, man. It's going to be freezing cold out there come Saturday nighttime, man. But hey, this is what we live for, all right? We've waited all season. We've gone through week with this Philadelphia Eagles football team, believing week after week, more and more, that this Philadelphia Eagles football team was a team of destiny, that the pieces were aligning, that things were falling into place for us, okay? And look, we're going to face the New York Football Giants, okay? Who could we have been facing, all right? Because if Minnesota would have won this game against the Giants, we would have been facing the Dallas Cowboys, all right? Now, I don't fear anybody in the NFC, all right? Because if we got to play Dallas in the second round, or if we got to play Dallas in the championship game, if they're going to win their game this week against San Francisco and we're going to win our game this week against the Giants, then we're going to have to play the Cowboys anyway. So if we would have played them this week or we would have played them next coming week, it wouldn't really matter. However, let's be real with ourselves. You know, do you guys think that we're better off? And are you relieved that we're playing the Giants instead of playing the Cowboys? I mean, just ask yourself that question. All right? How confident do we feel going into this game? Listening to the media that's out there, there's a lot of bandwagon jumpers. It happens. And they see a little bit of success, a little bit of something coming on with the Giants and the Daniel Jones. And all of a sudden now, Daniel Jones is this all-world, star-world passer. All right, now this Giants offense is just clicking and they could just do it with no name. Listen, they play the Minnesota Vikings, and the Minnesota Vikings defense stinks. Let's just keep it a buck. All right, so I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff that's going on. This is going to come down to a matchup, and people want to point to the Week 18 game against the Giants, where the Eagles played their starters and the Giants didn't. However, the Eagles played a vanilla game, and they did just enough to win the game. Is what they did, and then they wound up letting the Giants come back. Because remember, it was 19-0 at one point in time in this game, I believe. Okay, until the Eagles, let up a little bit, and the Giants wound up coming back. They had some second year or second string players playing, some third string guys playing. Quarterback trying to make a name for himself. You got guys out there that was playing a lot harder and had more reason to play. Even though we had the reason for us playing was to win the division and to get a bye, but we knew that we had the talent to get that done, and we didn't have to match the same type of veracity that they was coming with. All right. But if you really want to look back, you can look back to the game where we played the Giants, the first game of the year. All right. In which the final score of that game was 48-22, in which the Philadelphia Eagles did whatever they wanted in that game. They ran well in that game. They threw the ball well in that game. A.J. Smith, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders, they feasted in that game. Jalen Hurts, they all feasted in that football game. OK, and they want to talk about Daniel Jones being then people want to talk about Daniel Jones being a mobile quarterback and all the Eagles going to have to face. Now they have to deal with Daniel Jones. Been a mobile quarterback. He been running. Do y'all not know that he had like a 90-something yard touchdown run last year or something like that, or the year before, whenever it was? Like, he been on that. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to get around and scoot around the edge, and he was able to do that when we played him the last time. We know he's able to do that. We're going to shut that down. All right, come on now. Our scouting department is smart. We on that. We on top of that. And on top of that, we're going to make sure we contain them edges, and we got speed out there. We are not Minnesota Vikings defense. Do not get it confused. All right? Understand that, man. And that's just to the people who are watching this show, who are watching this channel, that do not love us. All right? As to you who love us, it's going to be a great game. Lane Johnson was on the Pat McAfee show, all right? And he was just talking about how he's ready to go, how these people got the diagnosis wrong, and it's not a torn abdomen muscle or nothing like that. It's just a little groin issue that he's having right there. But it's something that he feels 100% confident that he's ready to play with and just go ahead and take care of it when the season is over. You know what I'm saying? And I have full confidence that this Philadelphia Eagles team is going to be at full strength. And the Eagles team at full strength with a Jalen Hurts 90%. I know they're playing it up. And listen, I don't want to make it small potatoes because Jalen Hurts is hurt. His shoulder is not 100%. It was not like it was before he took that hit in Chicago. Okay? Granted. However, his shoulder, his will to win is good enough to go out there and win us an NFL Super Bowl championship this year. Because this Philadelphia Eagles team on offense, on defense, is the best team in this National Football League, all right? Later on in the week, we're going to get into the breakdowns of how I see this game is going to play out, what are going to be some key pivotal matchups to things to look at. But I'm going to tell you guys right here, right now, today, the number one player, I think, personally, that's going to be key in this particular game coming up Saturday night against the New York Football Giants is going to be Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. All right, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has got to be somebody who could control the middle of the field and the slot receivers, controlling the breaking routes coming through when they're playing the zone, and somebody who can help and run support. And we know that he can do that. We know that he changed his position from cornerback to safety, more likely to get paid, but because he's an athlete and has a range of a position for a guy who can cover in space or cover down in the box and cover in short, quick areas. All right. So this guy, he's a ball hawk. He's been a baller and he's been doing that. And we know how he get down. And I really believe with Darius Slay on the outside, with Bradbury on the outside, Blankenship out there, back there, Epps back there, and TJ Edwards in the middle, you know, depending on how we want to play the defense, if we coming out in a 4-3 front, if we playing a 3-4 front, or if we coming out in a bear defense and we putting 5 down, all right, playing at 46, you know what I'm saying, or just playing the bear, the 5-2, however it go. Well, we know the number one thing in this game is going to be stopping the run. We're going to have to stop Saquon Barkley because we know they're going to want to establish the running game. That's going to be key, number one, and that's what we do. Let's not feel any kind of way that we've had any issues or let people say, well, the Eagles had to go out and get Ndamukong Suh and they had to go out and get Linval Joseph. Yeah, all right, because our big guy Jordan Davis was hurt, okay? And we had a little trouble trying to adjust to the run after that and trying to figure out who can play the nose position like he could. And guess what? You know what we figured out? Nobody could. So you know what we did like a smart football team does? We went out and we got Ndamukong Suh and we got Linval Joseph because we felt like those two guys can play the position and show up the running game. And guess what? That's what they've done. So I don't want to hear none of that crap about nothing. Listen, when it come down to it and it come down to man, your best against my best, the Eagles are clearly the best team on this that's going to be on the football field that night. They come out and they match the same intensity as the New York Football Giants. And that's another thing. People talking about, you know, the Eagles have been on a bye week. You know, they're going to come out. They're not going to be ready for the playoff intensity. Let me tell you something. This same Philadelphia Eagles football team was just in the playoffs last year. And they got blitzed by Tampa Bay. I was at that game down there in Tampa Bay. And they got smoked. Okay, yeah, they might not have been ready then. But you best believe that they're going to be ready now. Without a doubt about it. This veteran team, Jason Kelce, all right, Lane Johnson, all right. Come on now, let's go with it. This team has a bevy of leaders that are on this team. Talking about Fletcher Cox, all right. Talking about Brandon Graham, all right. All players that were on this team when this Philadelphia Eagles football team won the Super Bowl in 2017. All right? This is the team last year that had to win 9 games in a row to make sure that we was even in a position to get in the playoffs. We had to do that. And we did that. This team is ready. This team is battle tested. This team has gone throughout the year playing whatever opponent has been put in front of them and has taken care of business however they've had to get it done. At no point in time in any game that we've played, did I ever feel like we were not going to win that game. Did I ever feel like we were not in control of that game. So going into the playoffs, I feel good. I feel good. It's just a formality. This is just the way that it has to be. We have to play a team. It doesn't matter what that team is. Doesn't matter what that team's name is. Doesn't matter what division they're in. Doesn't matter if we played them 1 time this year. Doesn't matter if we played them 2 times this year. We could have played them 3 times this year and be getting ready to play them for a 4th time. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that we get on that football field and we take care of business. We go out there and we execute and we play to the top of our ability and we show the world what we about. Because our best against your best ain't good enough. And that's what it is, man. Listen, I'm so excited about this week coming up. I got a great week of content in store. We're going to break it down all different kind of ways, and we're going to get ready to have a great Eagles victory coming up on Saturday at 8:15. I hope you can make it out there. I will be out there. I will be posting a bunch of videos live from the crowd, from all the tailgates and everything that's going on. It's going to be a party. It's going to absolutely be a party, man. The Philadelphia Eagles are set to take on the New York Football Giants. And it's going to be a blast, man. It's your boy TK the Official. This is TK Sports Talk. Go Birds.